I like to observe the world from the sidelines, and that's how I've come to relate to Bilbo Baggins from The Lord of the Rings. He once said to his adopted cousin, "It's a dangerous business, Frodo, going out your door. You step onto the road, and if you don't keep your feet, there's no knowing where you might be swept off to." Bilbo had gone through a lot, but all he wanted was a plate of warm food and reassurance. I'm like Bilbo. I'd like to live in spectator mode, like in Minecraft, where I don't have to live my own life, but where I get to watch life go by without me. I've no idea if others would find that a sad thought, or possibly a relatable one, but being your own person is hard. I have found that I mask a lot around others, trying tirelessly to be the social standard. Am I good enough? Will they notice me surreptitiously stimming in the back of a crowded classroom? I've lived to please others for so long that I don't quite know how to please myself. When I am alone, I don't know who I become, and it's not that I don't like her. She's fine. The problem arises when it translates into not knowing who to be when I'm with others. I mask because I'm different when I'm alone, and I'm not sure if they will like her. So why do I want to observe the world from the sidelines? I guess it's because I don't have to worry about who to be or who to become. I can just be. I can be a ghost. I was an awkward child, with no friends in kindergarten. My sensory issues would get the better of me. I don't think I ever realized why or how I was different. I just knew the other kids didn't play with me very much, and I perceived the world unlike to my peers. I was cognizant enough to know I was getting bullied, and I remember this one moment as vividly as if it had happened yesterday. I was 5, and he would bully me as I attempted to play with the other kids, and this went on for years. This time, he said, "You're fat." I went to tell the teacher what he had said to me, and she held up one of those squeaky pig toys, and she said, "Talk to the pig," while holding up the pig to my face. Arguably one of the worst things that could have happened in that moment. In the end, the boy only got a take a break, and when I walked past him, he whispered, "Well, you are," in a hostile tone. I always had trouble with binge eating, and I was overweight. Today, I've gotten healthier, but I often think about what that boy thinks of himself now. I hope he's doing all right. I will always be this girl, but I want to know who else I can be and what I can become. From a young age, I learned that this world is not the kindest place, as I'm sure many of us did. But I think that if the world could become just a little more tolerant and open-minded, then society would be all the better for it. It has been proven time and time again that humans can be horrible to each other. That's how I came to prefer the sidelines. One boy was enough to make me hate myself and sit out on my own life. Our instinct is to do whatever it takes to survive. Therefore, some are greedy and are of a mind to only look after themselves. This inevitably can lead to conflict. Wars have taken root all across the world, whether they be for resources, including the war in Ukraine, or for the purposes of genocide, such as the war in Gaza and Israel, or the targeted minorities murdered in the Congo. There is always the oppressed and the oppressor, which can easily be seen somewhere like in Florida, where transgender rights are evoked on the daily. I want equal rights for everyone, no matter who they are, because I was not always treated kindly as a child. Now, this might seem strange to hear me speak on anti-violence when I mentioned The Lord of the Rings the moment I started talking, but I truly believe that we would be better off as a peaceful and regulated society. This may seem idealistic, but I believe we could achieve this. The world leaders need to start taking more initiative. Wars destroy land and lives, and hate leaves no room for compassion. So, soldiers on the front lines are not the world leaders who declared the war. It's the working man who has to fight. Peace among nations is only feasible if leaders are willing to change for the sake of their country. And if we can achieve peace, then other great things can follow. There are so many corrupt people in this world, and there are injustices that no one should have to face. But the world can get better if we make it better. More wide-scale peace goals or ideas may include removing or adding laws, drafting new treaties that can help prevent conflict, and removing those world leaders from office. I want a safe, regulated, peaceful world where no one has to mask to hide who they are because they are afraid of being hurt, of being a victim of genocide, or of being bullied like I was all those years ago. Soon, I began to think, maybe I can't afford to be a ghost. An organization like the FFI program allows for collaboration between people from various cultures, countries, ethnicities, and religion. The very basis of such a program can naturally cause contention, but FFI promotes open-mindedness in all of its participants. Over the past couple of years, I have made it my goal to open myself up to new experiences and to help my community if I can. My purpose at FFI is self-discovery. If I have the ability to uncover even a fraction of who I am here, then I will have succeeded in doing what I came to do. I want to live my own life. I want to live a life I am proud of, and that starts with altering my perspective. Additionally, my purpose is to open my mind up to new experiences so I can understand other people better and become a person with an even more peaceful mindset. I tend to put a lot of pressure on myself, but here I believe I can let that go and adopt a new perspective on life. I will then go back to my small town called Pittsfield, New Hampshire, and share what I have learned here: the positivity, the service, the community, and the friendship. I won't let myself become a ghost. I hope to learn more about tolerance, even though I already consider myself to be a curious and respectful person. I wish to cultivate an assertive and individualistic mindset. I want to work well with others because I know the world cannot change unless numerous minds work together to solve a common issue. To create a long-lasting change and to achieve peace for the world, for my community, and for myself, I need to work on myself too, and I have a long way to go. I still feel like that girl who hid under the slide at recess, and she most assuredly remains a part of me, as she always will. The boy who bullied me crosses my mind from time to time, for his words cut through my ego like a knife as a child and shaped who I am today. I may still have days where I observe from the sidelines, but I am not a ghost. I know that. What I believe FFI can teach me is how to make a difference, most of all to myself. It is comfortable for me to observe, to let others make decisions, but I cannot let that be my life because what is comfortable is not always what is just for me or for the world.